For the final time in the regular season, we are here at EQT Park in Washington, Pennsylvania for Game 3 of a three-game midweek series between the Washington Wild Things and the Evansville Otters. The Otters have won the series already after taking the first two games 4-1 on Tuesday. Yesterday they won 6-3. They were pretty much dominating the first 7 innings through, up 6-0. But Washington did attempt a little bit of a comeback at the end. The Otters scored 1 in the first inning on a double from Logan Brown, scored 1 in the fourth. That was a double play from TJ Salvaggio that ended up scoring LG Castillo from third. And 2 runs in the sixth, sac fly from Mark Black and Salvaggio driving in a second run. And then the 2-run homer for Marcos Gonzalez, making it 6-0. But in the 8th inning, it was Miles Symington, who ended up finishing 3 for 4, had the majority of the hits for Washington. RBI single, put them on the board, scoring Kyle Edwards. And then in the 9th, they had the tying run up with 2 outs after 2 runs came in on a couple of RBI singles, but Junior Serta came in and struck out Billy Sullivan, looking to give the Otters their 53rd win of the season. And overall, now they are 6-5 against Washington this season. They could win the season series today and also come out of here with a sweep. The magic number is currently at 9. Still can clinch as early as Tuesday. We're already taking a look at the Florence game. They're already winning against Lake Erie. If Lake Erie loses, though, today, they are completely eliminated from the playoffs. They'll be the first team to do so this season. Mississippi can also be eliminated today. Nobody can clinch. Washington's still the lowest magic number in terms of clinching after Quebec clinched a couple days ago. But their magic number has been at 6 for the last 2 days because of the losses to Evansville and the Windy City wins on the other side against Schaumburg. So let's take a look at the plate meeting. Our umpires for today: Elliot Brown is behind the plate calling the balls and strikes with the crew chief Alex Lowry at first, and Henry Schmielwitz is at third. Schmielwitz was behind the dish yesterday. So if the Otters win, they're going to be 2 games back in the division. Last time they were only 2 games back was July 5th. They swept the doubleheader at Joliet after the 4th of July got rained out. They were 2 games back then, but it has been lower and lower. They're farther and farther back in the division since then. But now back up to 3 games back after this series win against Washington. If they win today, they will have a real chance at making a major comeback and taking the division lead. That's in the future for now. The Otters got a win, got a sweep. Otters have not been involved in a sweep yet this season on the road. They haven't been swept. They haven't swept anybody. It's either been 1-2s, or 2-1s in terms of the series wins. At Bosse Field, though, they're 5-1 in sweeps at home. The only time they've been swept this season was against Sussex County. That was right before the All-Star break. As we enter farther and farther into the season, you get to take a look at a little bit of single-season records. And there's a lot of them. This is a very good Otters team. Now we'll take a look at those right now. John Ponder, Marcos Gonzalez, LG Castillo, Logan Brown. If the season ended today, would all finish top 10 in single-season batting average in Otters history. John Ponder, his 31 steals, currently tied for 7th in a single season in Otters history. Marcos Gonzalez is tied for 9th most RBIs in a single season. Logan Brown, kind of funny, Logan Brown has 13 sacrifice hits this season, which is tied for 5th. Alex Valdez, his 41 appearances, is tied for 7th in a single season. Also 5th in Otters history in career appearances with 92, as that's only going to go up. He might pitch today. He passed Tyler Vale on Tuesday for 5th overall. Junior Serta, his 17 saves, tied for 10th in Otters history for a single season. Logan Brown, his 43 doubles in a career for the Otters, currently tied 10th as well as being 5th in career sacrifice hits with 24, and that's the majority have come this season. So we'll continue to monitor those for the rest of the season, and so far everything that they do in the future will only increase that total and increase the ranking. Every stolen base from Ponder, every RBI from Gonzalez, every sac hit from Logan Brown, and every time Valdez comes in, every save from Serta will just increase that total. But just about to get ready for the anthem before first pitch here in Game 3 from Washington as the sun comes out. We will be right back on the Otters Digital Network. Otters looking to sweep here in Washington. They've already taken the first 2 games. They're 20 games over 500 for the first time this season at 53-33. Increased their road series total to 23-18. We'll take a look at the batting order. And one big change for Evansville. Blake Robertson is leading off today. He's at first base, and Monty Jones behind him. DHing today, Marcos Gonzalez at third, hits third. Logan Brown's doing the catching in the cleanup spot. LG Castillo's in left field batting fifth, with Chris Quitzer in right field batting sixth, Sam Linscott batting seventh. In center, Barthol getting his first bit of action in this series. He's at second base, and TJ Salvaggio hits ninth. It is Drew Stigura who is getting the start today for Washington. And Stigura at a 5.14 ERA in 21 innings pitched, 23 hits. He's given up 12 earned runs, 5 walks compared to 12 strikeouts. This is his 5th start in his professional career. All of them have come here with Washington. His last start was on the 12th against Mississippi and was his best start of the season. Went 6 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, 2 hits, walked 3, which is a season high, struck out 1, but still ended up getting the victory, which is his 2nd. He's currently at a 2-0 record. Blake Robertson is leading off. Yeah, insane stuff. First time, not only he has led off this season, but the first time a true lefty has led off this season for the Otters. We've seen, of course, Ponder and Linscott lead off. We've also seen Dennis Pierce and Amani Jones lead off once each. Blake Robertson is getting the chance at the top of the order here. See how he performs. Is the all-lefty lineup here. Robertson, Logan Brown, Quitzer, and Barthol, all lefties, all starting. No lefties on the bench for Evansville. A defense for Washington. Brocado's in left field. Caleb Ketchup's back in center. Miles Symington is in right field with Fowler, Edwards, Peak, and Check third to first. And Billy Sullivan is doing the catching for Stigura. As the shift is on here, first pitch to Robertson is called a strike. And it's 0-1. First pitch early, 7:04. The 0-1 now from Stigura. Is a breaking ball called strike 2. Edward Jones leadoff batter for the first time, Blake Robertson. He went 1 for 3 yesterday. He hasn't hit in his last 5 games. walked twice and struck out twice. First time he's walked and struck out multiple times in a game this year. 0-2. Another breaking ball is going to miss. First quality start of his pro career for Stigura in his last one against Mississippi. So far, Washington has thrown 3 quality starts against Evansville. All of them have come in the past 2 weeks, including Zach Kirby's on Tuesday. That's the only time Washington threw a quality start against Evansville and didn't win. Called strike 3, and Robertson goes down looking. First strikeout for Stigura. That will be out number 1 to lead off the top of the first inning. Now that'll bring up Amani Jones for the first time today. 1 batter in. Stigura already has as many strikeouts as he did in his last outing. Season high is 6. That was in his first start on July 23rd against Lake Erie. First pitch is inside for ball 1 to Jones. Coming off a back-to-back 1-for-4 days in the first 2 games of the series. 1-0 is a swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Otters have scored in the first inning in 3 straight games, going back to Sunday against Lake Erie. 1-1 misses inside. Stigura has not thrown less than 5 innings in any of his 4 starts. Threw exactly 5 in his first 3, then 6 back against Washington on the 12th. Or against Mississippi on the 12th. Fly ball into right center. More center than right. Caleb Ketchup will make the catch, and that's out number 2. Now that'll bring up Marcos Gonzalez. 1-for-4. His 1 hit was a 2-run homer that made it 6-0 Evansville. That was in the top of the 7th inning yesterday. His 11th homer of the year. Has 3 homers in his last 5 games. As the first pitch misses low for ball 1. Gonzalez now 101 hits in 80 games. Hitting at a .334. 1-0 from Stigura is fouled away. And we'll have our first foul ball. That is brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Otters play Florence at Bosse Field tomorrow. That first game's going to be at 6:35. It's a huge series considering the circumstances of the wild card standings. 1-1. Florence has been hitting the ball very well as of recent. Just scored 14 yesterday against Lake Erie, and they're already up 2-0 in the first inning today. Two-one from Stigura to Gonzalez. Breaking ball just misses, and it's ball 3. 3 walks in his last start for Stigura. Only 5, though, on the season. The 3-1 pitch will miss for ball 4. So Gonzalez will take the walk, first base runner for Evansville today. And that'll bring up Logan Brown. Mentioned in the pregame that Logan Brown and Marcos Gonzalez are among the top 10 in Otters history for single-season batting average. If they continue at this pace. Logan Brown now leading the team in average with a .337. They're back to first is not in time. Otters wearing the blue jerseys for the 3rd straight game. Makes sense. They've won in the other 2. First pitch, runner goes. Called a ball. Throw is a little bit wide of the bag, and Marcos Gonzalez will take second base. Stolen base number 7 for Gonzalez. 7 for 9. And he's into scoring position with 2 outs. 1-0. Now the runner on second and 2 outs in the top of the first inning. That is inside. Sturgura missing inside to lefties to start off this outing. Sturgura only 22 years old. Just played his last collegiate year at Belmont Abbey. Spent his entire collegiate career there. Otters looking to score in the first inning for the fourth straight game. That's a swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. Now Washington switching it up a little bit, wearing the black jerseys today. 2-1. There's a slow roller over too short. Edwards has no play on it, and Logan Brown will reach on the infield single. Advancing to third is Gonzalez. Seemed as though Cole Fowler just kind of gave up on that one. Oh, with the infield single, that is the 200th Evansville Otters hit for Logan Brown. So big congrats to Logan Brown, 94th this season, but overall in his tenure with Evansville, that's hit number 200. Not many Otters to collect 200 hits with the team. A big accomplishment for Logan Brown as he puts runners at the corners now with 2 outs. LG Castillo will swing and miss at strike 1. Also the first hit of the day for Evansville. Otters have recorded 10-plus hits in 5 straight games now after putting up 11 yesterday. 4 of those games, though, they've left 9-plus runners on base. Grounder over to third base. Fowler throw across the diamond to first is in time, and that's out number 3. For the first time since Saturday, the Otters don't score in the first inning. As we'll head to the bottom half, no score on the Otters digital network. First innings brought to you by the Mesker Park Zoo and Botanical Gardens. It was the Mesker Park Zoo at 1545 Mesker Park Drive in Evansville, Indiana. Let's take a look at the Otters defense. It is LG Castillo in left field, Lynn Scott in center with Quitzer in right field for the first time this season. Marcos Gonzalez is at third, TJ Salvaggio at short, Blake Barthol at second, and Blake Robertson at first with Logan Brown doing the catching for Landon Willeman, who is making his third start against Washington this season. He's at a 5.58 ERA and 80 2/3 innings. He's given up 99 hits, 50 earned runs, as 37 walks compared to 67 strikeouts. It's been a mainstay in the rotation for Evansville. He's been here all year, his second season with the Otters. And he will start off facing Miles Symington. It's Symington, Sullivan, and Check, the top 3. First pitch misses low. After that, it's Brocado, then Cole Fowler, Connor Peak, Caleb Ketchup, Ryan Ford, and Kyle Edwards. Sullivan hitting second. Ryan Ford getting his first bit of action in the lineup for Washington. 1-0 misses inside for ball 2. Williman started on the 7th against Washington through 6 2/3, gave up 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. That was a 7-0 loss. Part of the back-to-back shutouts from Washington's pitching staff. Called a strike and it's 2-1. Symington had a pretty good game yesterday. He ended up going 3 for 4, drove in a run. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Other start against Washington for Williman was on July 1st. He threw 6 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts, earned the win. That was a 8-4 win against Washington. After a time call, the 2-2 is going to miss inside for ball 3. Now, Williman does lead the team in walks at those 37, but also leads the team in those strikeouts with 67. This is an Otters squad that doesn't necessarily strike too many guys out. So that one's fouled back. Just 11th in the Frontier League in strikeouts, but they don't walk a lot of guys. They're 3rd in that category. 2nd in hits given up, 2nd in runs given up. Top 5 in a lot of categories are the Otters, both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Another payoff from Williman. As there's a blooper, that's going to get down into right center field for a base hit, and Symington continues to get on base at a high rate to start off his Wild Things tenure. Leads off the bottom of the 1st with a single. Billy Sullivan came in as a pinch hitter was representing the tying run. It was 6-3, struck out against Junior Serta to end the game. First pitch misses a little low. Symington did pick up a stolen base yesterday. One 0 from Williman. Runner goes. Called a strike, though, to second base. Is not in time as Symington takes his second base of the series. He's into scoring position with nobody out. Sullivan a chance to put Washington on the board first for the first time in this series. Washington, when they score first, 21-2 at home. Now Sullivan drops down the bunt right in front of home plate. Throw to first from Logan Brown is in time. And that's out number 1. Advancing to third is Symington. He's 90 feet away from putting the first run on the board for the Wild Things. Opportunity for Czech to drive in a run. He is currently 3 RBIs behind Jacob Dempsey for the most in a single season in Wild Things history. Dempsey has 95 back in 2009. Czech currently has 93. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Czech went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts yesterday. 21st game with multiple Ks. 1-0. That is called a strike. Even with the 0 for 4, Czech still hitting .331. And the 1-1 from Williman. Little high and inside. And it's ball 2. So Symington led off the first with a single, stole second base. Advances to third on the sac bunt from Sullivan. Williman going to have to get out of a jam here to keep things tied up. 2-1. Is going to miss low for ball 3. Walk puts runners at the corners with 1 out for Brocado, who's on deck. Well, so far this series, it's usually been Brocado hitting third and Czech hitting fourth, but Tom Vaith switching the 2 around. 3-1. There's a grounder over to short. Salvaggio will toss over to first in time, and that's out number 2, but Symington comes in to score from third, and the RBI ground out from Czech puts Washington up 1-0. RBI number 94 for Czech. He's now 1 away from tying the single-season record. In Washington's franchise history, bases now empty with 2 outs for Anthony Brocato. First pitch is called a strike. Another one called a strike, and it's 0-2. Otters 14-13 this season when their opponents score in the first inning. Just a tick over 500 still. That will miss. Basically in the same spot as the last pitch, but that one wasn't called a strike. Brocato 0 for 3 yesterday. Overall 1 for 6 in the series. Jack's swing did go around, and that's strike 3. Williman picks up his first K of the day. But Andrew Czech's RBI groundout scores Symington from third and puts Washington on the board first, heading to the second inning on the Otters digital network. Top of the second inning, Washington has a 1-0 lead on the RBI groundout from Andrew Czech. Chris Quitzer leads it off against Stigura. It's Quitzer, Linscott, and Barthal. 2 lefties in the top 3, leading off the top of the second inning. First pitch from Stigura is a breaking ball called a strike. Quitzer went 3 for 5 yesterday with a double and 2 strikeouts. First 3-hit game of the season with the Otters. Overall, his 6th multi-hit and his 5th game with multiple strikeouts. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Quitzer hitting .357 against starting pitching to start the season with Evansville. Just the 1 home run with 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. So Stigura starts off both innings with a strikeout as Quitzer goes down for out number 1. Second K for Stigura. That'll bring up Sam Linscott. He came in as a pinch hitter for John Ponder after he left with an injury. Injury not necessarily too bad, but Ponder getting the day off again today. Linscott now hitting 7th instead of the leadoff spot. He went 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts in the leadoff spot, coming in for Ponder yesterday. Ball 1 a little high. Now the 1-0. is called a strike. Linscott hitting at a 309 now in his 68th game. Signed back on May 22nd to the Otters. Was originally with the Lincoln Salt Dogs, but did not play a game with them. Got traded to Evansville. So that one is fouled away, and it's 1-2. Scott's had a couple of hitting streaks, 12 games, 8 games, 9 games. There's a ground ball up the middle, past the dive of Edwards and into center field for a base hit. Sam Linscott picks up the second hit of the day for the Otters. His 77th of the year. Runner on first with one out now for Blake Barthol. Well, Barthol's gotten a few days off. Has not played since Saturday against Lake Erie. In that series, though, against the Crushers, he finished 0 for 6 with 5 strikeouts. So just getting a couple days off, maybe to just get back into form. Let's see how he does here today. First pitch will hit the zone. Sullivan was ready to throw to second as Linscott deked over at first. 0-1 to Barthol. Barthol's getting the chicken noises today. 6 for 27 now in his 9th game with Evansville. Against Washington, he's 1 for 12, that one hit being a double. Also has 4 strikeouts. Fouled away, and it's 0-2. Took a weird hop in the stands. Actually fell out of the stadium. Barthol, one of the Pennsylvania guys on the Otters, but on the other side of Pennsylvania, Brennicksville from a little bit northwest of Philadelphia. Throw back over to first is not in time. Barthol was with the Milwaukee Milkmen for 8 games. He got traded to Gary, didn't play a game with Gary, and then got released on August 1st before signing 3 days later with the Otters. 0-2 from Stigura is a swing and a miss for strike 3. And that's the 3rd strikeout for Stigura today, as Barthol goes down swinging for out number 2. DJ Salvaggio up for the first time. Bottom of the order yet again. 10-game hitting streak for TJ after going 2 for 4, hit 2 doubles. Fouled over to Robertson in the on-deck circle. Salvaggio has 4 doubles in his last 4 games. Overall 19 now on the season. Overtook Pierce and Ponder for the team lead. Now has 19 of them. Also with the 2 for 4, upped his average over 300. Now at a 302. 0-1 pitch. There's a fly ball in a deep left field. Going back is Brocado, and that's going to get over his head. One hop off the fence. Linscott's going to stop at third as Salvaggio has another double. His 5th in 5 games and 20th on the year. Puts runners at second and third with 2 outs. Salvaggio cannot stop hitting doubles. He can't stop doing it. That's his 7th double of the year against Washington. And overall, his 20th extends his team lead. Blake Robertson with 2 on in scoring position and 2 outs. See, fouls one away for strike 1. Robertson, 22 RBIs with 2 outs. Runners in scoring position. He's hitting 278. First pitch. Sorry, the 0-1 misses high for ball 1. Robertson struck out looking to start the game against Stigura in his first at-bat. His 51st strikeout. Now is a strikeout in 6 straight games. Big gap in the 5-5 hole as Edwards is behind second base on the left side. There's a ground ball into the shift, though, as scooping it up is Peak. His throw to first is dug out by Check for out number 3. And that will do it for the top of the second inning. Otters put 2 on in scoring position. Don't bring a run across as they're still down 1-0 to Washington. Heading to the bottom half of the second inning on the Otters Digital Network. Second innings brought to you by J.E. Shekel Armor Protection. Founded in 1978, J.E. Shekel is the Tri-State's premier residential, commercial, industrial service, and construction company. Well, the Otters have left at least 9 on base in 5 of their last 6 games, and they've already left 4 on today in 2 innings. So, streak not looking likely to stop today, but only down 1 as Williman ended up giving up the Andrew Check groundout that scored Symington from third. 1-0 lead here for Washington as Fowler, Peak, and Ketchup lead off. First pitch is hit into right field for a base hit. Fowler leads off with a single. So 2 for 2 on leadoff singles to start innings for Washington. As Fowler sends one into right field on the first pitch he sees, and that'll bring up Connor Peak for the first time today. Connor Peak 2 for 3 with a double against Williman this season. Runner goes on the first pitch, and it's fouled away. Fowler will head back to first base. 8 for 15 on stolen bases is Fowler as he stands on first with nobody out. Leadoff man in the first inning came around to score for Washington, and that was after Symington stole second base there. Throw back is not in time. Peak 0 for 4 yesterday. Didn't play on Tuesday. He is 1 for his last 9. Oh, 1. There's a fly ball into right field. It's veering to the right side, and it'll land foul. Oh, and 2 now as Connor Peak will head back to the dish, and Cole Fowler will head back to first again. Decent amount of pitches already here for Williman. Mr. Gurr had a relatively efficient second inning, 15 pitches. Considering he did give up 2 hits. Called strike 3. Elliott Brown, a little bit of a late strike 3 call there, but that is strikeout number 2 for Williman, and out number 1 in the bottom of the second inning. Oh, that'll bring up Caleb Ketchup for the first time today. 0 for his last 6, 5 strikeouts. He went 0 for 4 on Tuesday with 3 Ks and did not play yesterday. Another throw back to first is not in time. First disengagement in this at bat. Ketchup hitting at a 244 now in his 82nd game, 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts and a sac fly against Williman this season. Now the first pitch is called a strike. Ketchup had a pretty rough 1 for 33 stretch between July 30th and August 8th. August 8th, the end of the first series here at EQT Park. Grounder down the third base line. Gonzalez, though, to first is in time for out number 2. Gonzalez played that one perfectly. It was basically a swinging bunt down the line, and Ketchup is out at first. Second out, Fowler, though, does advance to second base. So runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Ryan Ford, who's making his first plate appearance of the series. Ford hitting at a 235, 5 homers with 21 RBIs. Last game was on Sunday. He went 0 for 4 with a walk and a strikeout. First pitch from Williman is fouled off to the left side. Two for 11 Ford is against the Otters this season. One of his 5 homers was against Evansville, though. He is 2 for 30 in his last 9 games. Including on the 12th, he went 0 for 6 with 3 strikeouts against the Mud Monsters. That is called a strike, and it's 0-2. Fastball paints the outside edge. One strike away from a scoreless second for Williman. 0-2. Fouled away yet again off to the left side. Running after it is Gonzalez, but he will not have space as it lands on the concourse. We'll do it again at 0-2. Kyle Edwards, the bottom of the order, is on deck. He was listed as a pitcher available in the bullpen today, so we might see him again. He's pitched 3 times, and 2 of them have come against the Otters. There's a fly ball into left field. Will it land fair? No, it will not. Good attempt, though, in left field by Castillo. Wasn't able to get to it in time, luckily for the Otters. It lands in foul ground, because that definitely would have brought in Fowler from second base. Ford with runners in scoring position, hitting .342 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, down to a 231. Couple of foul balls from Ford, though, and another 0-2 from Simpson, or from Williman. Will miss low. Fowler led off with a single, ended up advancing to second base on that grounder from Ketchup. Now the 1-2 from Williman. That one into turf. Great block, though, from Logan Brown to stop the runner from advancing. And it's 2-2. Ford was with New Jersey last year and in 2024. Originally from New Jersey as well. Freehold, a little bit east of Trenton in the NYC, New Jersey metro area. Ground ball over to first base. Blake Robertson will take it to the bag himself, and that's out number 3. The leadoff single for Fowler, but Williman gets the next 3 out to keep it at a 1-0 game. Washington leads it heading to the third on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the third inning, Amani Jones leading it off. Marcos Gonzalez behind him. Then Logan Brown. Washington has a 1-0 lead. Cole Fowler hit a leadoff single in the second inning, but Landon Williman struck out Connor Peak, then got Ketchup to ground out to third, and Ryan Ford to ground out to first to keep it at a 1-0 game. First pitch from Stigura is a curveball that hits the top of the zone for strike one. Stigura so far 2 scoreless. He's given up 3 hits, but just the 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. 1 to Robertson, 1 to Quitzer, and 1 to Barthol. All 3 strikeouts have come against lefties. Little low, and it's 1-1. Only walk was issued to Gonzalez, who stole second, advanced to third, but didn't come around to score. As a fly ball into deep center field, Ketchup on the move, and he'll make the catch, running onto the warning track for out number 1. Marcos Gonzalez up for the second time. Was the recipient of that walk. First pitch, a little high. Stigura signed with Washington on July 23rd. He was in the Coastal Plain League. He was an all-star with the Wilmington Sharks before signing with Washington. The Wilmington Sharks ended up winning the Coastal Plain League championship. As a fly ball into left field, and Brocato will make the catch. He was playing very far back, so just had to move to his right, and that's out number 2. Mr. Gurr had a 3.18 ERA, 22 2/3 innings with Wilmington before signing. A walk to strikeout ratio, though, really good at an 8-walk, 33 strikeout pace over the course of the season. Logan Brown got his 200th hit as an Otter in his last at-bat. It was an infield single. Ended up getting past Fowler, and Edwards had no play. First 2 down, though, relatively quickly here in the top of the third. Stigura is pitching the ball quite well today. The 0-1. High pop-up. Left side of the infield. Kyle Edwards calling everybody off. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 3. A very efficient 1-2-3 third inning for Stigura. As he's gone through 3 scoreless, we'll head to the bottom of the third. Washington up 1-0 on the Otters Digital Network. Third inning is brought to you by Precision Pest and Wildlife. This mid-game entertainment with the two people and the balls running into each other is really entertaining. Might have to pick that up at Bossy Field. Every great team brings precision to the field. We bring it to your home and business. Call 812-993-3341 or visit precisionpestwildlife.com. Let's elevate the standard together. 9-1-2 leads off. Edwards, Symington, and Sullivan against Landon Williman. Kyle Edwards went 2 for 4 yesterday. He was the only Washington Wild thing with a multi-hit game yesterday. 0 for 2 on Tuesday, though. Hitting at a .245 in now 75 games. First pitch a little high for ball 1. Mentioned before, 3 pitching appearances for Edwards, 2 of them against the Otters, one on June 30th. That was the 23-10 game, through a scoreless inning there. Also threw a scoreless inning on August 9th. Williman's 2-0 is outside. No walks issued yet for Williman. And quickly in a 3-0 count here against Edwards. Would be the third straight leadoff man to reach. The Otters had 8 of 9 leadoff men reach yesterday. There's a fastball called a strike, and it's 3-1. The only inning in which the Otters didn't have the leadoff man reach was the 5th inning, when Kenton Egbert threw a 1-2-3 5th inning. Everybody else, though, managed to reach. That is inside for ball 4. Edwards leads off the third with a walk. Looking like the Otters of yesterday. 3 straight leadoff men reach for Washington to start this game off, and that'll bring up Symington at the top of the order. Runner goes on the first pitch. Throw to second base is not in time. Another stolen base for Washington as Edwards takes second. Washington has been stealing a lot of bases in this series. Edwards takes another one, his 18th of the season. That was a bit of a close play at second base. Salvaggio getting the tag just a little too late. And now runner in scoring position with nobody out. A 1-0 to Symington. Bunt showed again, dropped down over to Williman. No play at third. He'll throw to first in time for out number 1, as Edwards will take third base. So another sac bunt. Sullivan had the first one in the first inning. Advanced Symington to third, and Andrew Check bought him in. Now Sullivan, opportunity to bring in a run here. First pitch popped up foul. It'll get out of play. Sullivan hitting a .298. 0 for 5 in this series, brought his average below 300. The 0-1 from Williman. Ground ball over to short. Salvaggio throw on the run over to first is going to get past Robertson. Sullivan's going to head for second base. He'll get there safely as the run comes in from third, and Washington takes a 2-0 lead. So that'll be an infield single for Sullivan. He advances a second on the errant throw from Salvaggio. First error of the day for Evansville. Third hit for Washington, and they lead it by 2 now. Runner in scoring position still with 1 out, and a run in for Andrew Check. First pitch to Check is grounded down the first base line, foul. So twice now the stolen base, sac bunt, run driven in method has worked for Washington. Check did it back in the first inning, drove in his 94th run of the season. That one's inside, and it's 1-1. One to Check. Fouled back, right over the netting. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. 1-2 now to Check. Does have a strikeout in his last 4 games. The only game he doesn't have a strikeout in his last 5. He ended up walking 4 times. Which isn't even his season high. That's ripped down the line again, but foul over to the Wild Things bullpen. He had 5 walks on June 12th against New Jersey. Overall, he has 80 walks. With his 3 strikeouts, though, yesterday, he now has more strikeouts than walks this season. 1-2 from Williman. High fly ball into right field. Andrew Check's got another home run, and it is 4-0 Washington. Home run number 25 on the year for Andrew Check as he continues to climb the leaderboards in the Frontier League home run rankings. That's number 112 in his career. 3 runs have come in the bottom of the third. Wild Things offense has come to life for the first time this series as they have a 4-run lead. That puts Check now over Jacob Dempsey for the franchise record for a single season. 96 RBIs is the new record. First pitch, check swing, and a go for Brocato. The 0-1 is called a strike, and it's 0-2. Well, Check now has 4 homers in his last 5 games. 25, just 1 behind Brocato now over the course of the season, 2 behind him career-wise. So that one is spiked in the turf, and it's 1-2. Well, with the amount of games left in the season, Check definitely has the opportunity to really put this single season RBI record out of reach. 1-2. There's a fly ball into center field, left center. That's going to get down all the way to the wall. Brocato is heading to second base, and he has a 1-out double. 3 straight hits for Washington, as Brocato is now in scoring position for Cole Fowler. 14th double of the season for Brocato. And there will be a mound visit here between Williman and Logan Brown. Gives us a chance to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard real quick. Both Gateway Joliet, Windy City Schaumburg just starting up. Sussex is up 2-1 on Quebec in the 3rd inning. Mississippi's down against Ottawa 3-1. Lake Erie's come back. They're now leading 4-2 against Florence. And we still have 2 games that have yet to start. Tri-City Brockton and Troyes down east. Cole Fowler already has a hit today. Got a hit on the first pitch he saw from Williman to lead off the 2nd inning, but only advanced to second base as Williman got the next 3 out. There's a grounder over to second base. Good snag from Barthol. His throw to first is in time, and that's out number 2 as Brocato will advance to third base. Connor Peak up for the 2nd time. He struck out looking against Williman. It's his 2nd of 2 strikeouts. Williman's now given up 4 earned in 2 1/3 innings. They're 2 2/3 now after the ground out from Fowler. Fly ball off to the right side. He gave up 4 earned against Washington in his last outing. That was the 7-0 loss by Evansville. Popped up foul right behind home plate. See where that one lands. Right in front of the box. And it's 0-2. Grounder over to third. Marcos Gonzalez throws across the diamond to first in time, and that's out number 3. 3 runs come in for Washington. RBI single for Billy Sullivan and Check's 2-run homer makes it 4-0 Washington, heading to the 4th on the Otters digital network. Top of the 4th inning, Washington's taken a 4-0 lead after 3 runs come in the bottom of the 3rd inning, capped off by Andrew Check's 2-run home run, his 25th of the year. First pitch from Stigura to Castillo is high for ball 1 on the fastball. Castillo grounded out to third to end the 1st inning. Stigura had a nice top of the 3rd, 1-2-3. There's a fly ball into right field. Symington running over near the line. He'll make the catch in fair territory for out number 1. Stigura has now induced 4 straight flyouts from the Otters offense, and that'll bring up Chris Quitzer. Quitzer was the second of 3 strikeouts so far for Stigura. Struck out swinging the lead off the 2nd inning. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Well, Stigura looking like how he did in Mississippi. At least to start off the game. There's a grounder foul down the first base line. Oh, 1. Check swing foul, and it's 0-2. Quitzer coming off of multi-hit games in 3 of his last 4. Hit the ball well against Lake Erie. He's doing the same thing here against Washington. 0-2 a little high and away. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Washington. The Otters have 0 runs on 3 hits with 1 error. Stigura's 1-2. Spiked in the turf. Linscott on deck. He has one of the 3 hits for Evansville. Stigura actually has a worse ERA at home this season than on the road. 630 here at EQT Park, 4.09 on the road. So that one's fouled back to the netting. We'll do it again at 2-2. Opponent's hitting .333 coming into today against Stigura at home. Stigura 3.86 ERA in 74 2/3 innings with Belmont Abbey this season. Before joining the Coastal Plain League. 2-2 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. And Quitzer goes down for the second time. 4th K for Stigura, and that's out number 2. Belmont Abbey in Belmont, North Carolina, a little bit west of Charlotte, was the Southeast Regional Pitcher of the Year by the NCBWA, also the Conference Carolinas Pitcher of the Year. First pitch to Linscott. Swing and a miss. Stigura became the first Conference Carolinas Pitcher of the Year for Belmont Abbey since 2006. Also got first team all-region from a couple of different organizations as well. In the turf, and it's 1-1 to Linscott. He singled, advanced to third, but didn't come around to score. Finished with a 9-1 record on the year, but started the season 9-0. Got the win in 3 straight starts twice. 1-1. Curveball hits the zone, and it's 1-2. This season, Belmont Abbey finished 38-16. Had a 31-3 win against Shorter on February 13th. I feel like every time we research a schedule for one of these teams, they always have some 27-0 win, 28-0 win, 30-3, something of the sort. And it's always a 7-inning game. You got to wonder, like, if you're the coach on the other team, what do you do? What do you do in that situation? You're going back into the locker room after a 31-3 loss. What do you tell your players? Grounder over to short. Right at Edwards. His throw to first is in time. And that is another 1-2-3 inning for Drew Stigura. He is now retired 7 straight Otters. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. 4-0 Washington on the Otters Digital Network. Fourth inning is brought to you by Sheet Metal Workers Local 20. For 138 years, Sheet Metal Workers have led the way in sheet metal industries like heating and air, architectural, industrial, and more. Visit smart20evansville.com for more information. I was talking about the 31-3 game for Belmont Abbey against Shorter because of Stigura, but forgot to mention, anybody see the 22-0 win for the Brewers over the Mariners? That was a wild game. Sure, a lot of clips came around of Julio Rodriguez forgetting how many outs there were to make it 21-0. Finished 22. Apparently, it's the tied for the biggest shutout margin of victory since 1888. You know, only in baseball can you just see a 22-0 score on a random Tuesday in August. Outside, and it's 1-1. It is Ketchup, Ford, and Edwards, the bottom three leading off here in the bottom of the fourth inning. That'll miss outside. 1 run in the first for Washington, 3 in the third. Two one is called a strike, and it's 2-2. Ketchup grounded out to third. It was a slow roller over to third. Marcos Gonzalez, though, did a good job of moving with some haste and getting the throw over to first in time. Swing and a miss, and it is strike 3. Ketchup strikes out to start the fourth. Third K for Williman, and that will bring up Ryan Ford. Four of the 5 lefties for Washington playing today. Antonio Monroy, he has been struggling recently, and he's getting the day off today. 3 straight 0 for 4s. Just 0 for 4. He's been hitting the ball, just not with some hard contact. He doesn't strike out. He hasn't walked. He's just been hitting it to the defenders each time. First pitch hits the top half of the zone for strike 1. Now the 0-1 from Williman. Another curveball, this time misses low. Ford was with Penn State for 3 seasons and then was with Lynn 2022 and 2023. There's a grounder over to second base. Barthol in shallow right field makes the throw over to first base. And that is out number 2. Back to the bottom of the order, and Kyle Edwards walked, stole second base, came around to score on the Billy Sullivan single. Swing and a miss. Edwards was with Washington last season. 250, 34 games, 0 for 4 against Evansville. Just misses outside, and it's 1-1. That was his last season at Old Dominion last year. Hit 270. Also played in the Coastal Plain League with the Peninsula Pilots. A lot of summer ball for Edwards. But mostly spent with the Charlottesville Tom Sox. At least to start. A little high, and it's 2-1. 23-year-old from Virginia Beach. Two one is a swing and a miss. Makes it 2-2. Edwards spent all of his collegiate career with Old Dominion, with the help of former Old Dominion player Vinny Pasquantino, who's now on the Royals. That is called strike 3, and Williman picks up 2 Ks in that inning. 1-2-3 for the first time today. As he gets through the fourth scoreless, we will head to the fifth. Washington up 4-0 on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the 5th inning, it's Barthol, Salvaggio, and Robertson leading off. First pitch will miss for ball 1 on the fastball from Stigura. A little bit more on Belmont Abbey. He's actually pitched a lot with him, with Belmont Abbey. 89 innings in 2025, 67 in 2024, and 58 in his freshman year. So that one hits the zone for strike 1. Now the 1-1 from Stigura. Fouled back. Of course, best season was in 2026, but he also had a very good 2024, where he was the Conference Carolinas Pitchers of the Week one time, had a 4.3 ERA. 1-2 is a swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. And that is strikeout number 5 for Stigura. He's one away from tying his season and career high with 6, which was back on the 23rd of July against Lake Erie. Salvaggio hit his 20th double in his first at-bat. He's 1 for 1 today. 3 hits for Evansville, one of them to him. The other 2, a single from Lynn Scott and a single from Logan Brown. Still, every strikeout for Stigura has come against a lefty. 1-0 is going to hit the zone. Strikeout for Robertson, 2 to Quitzer, 2 to Barthol. That made up the 5 Ks so far for Stigura. 1-1. Fouls one off himself. And it's 1-2. As Salvaggio grimaces in some pain, but hopefully he's able to walk it off. Stigura played 2 seasons with the Wilmington Sharks last year and this year. Had a 1.88 ERA last season, 14 1/3 innings. Was in the Coastal Plain League in 2024 as well, but he was with the Morehead City Marlins. 1-2, a little high. Stigura originally from Lutz, Florida. Lutz a little bit north of Tampa. Two-two is a little low and away. Makes it a full count. We have not seen that many full counts from Stigura. So far, 4 1/3, 3 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts from him. Williman has 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Payoff pitch is a grounder. Nice sliding grab at third from Fowler. Throw across the diamond on a hop to first is in time for out number 2. Good defensive play at third by Cole Fowler. Would have been another double for Salvaggio if it got past him. But it is out number 2. Now 9 straight retired for Stigura. He goes through the order for the second time, gets everybody out. Back to the top for Blake Robertson. 0 for 2 has a strikeout and a grounder to second base in the shift. First pitch misses a little inside for ball 1. One-0. Fouled back to the netting, and it's 1-1. Robertson in the Rays organization for a while before heading to Evansville. had a stretch of 22 straight games in which he reached base from the middle of June to the end of July. There's a fly ball into right field. Brocado is right at the wall to make the catch for out number 3. 10 straight retired by Stigura. And we will head to the bottom of the 5th inning, halfway home at EQT Park. 4-0 Wild Things on the Otters Digital Network. Fifth inning is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. The bottomless apps have remained. They are dine-in only. Visit either Evansville locations, 5405 Pearl Drive or 715 North Green River Road for details. We're too far into the season to say bottomless apps are now here. They've been here. We know that. We all know they've been here. If you've seen more than one game, you know that they've been here all season. That's all I gotta say. Bottomless apps, though, good deal. Good deal. You can't hate on a good deal. Top of the order, Symington, Sullivan, and Check, the top 3 leading off the 5th inning. Symington 1 for 1, had a sac bunt. Singled in the first, came around to score on the Andrew Check RBI grounder. First pitch popped up to the left side. Salvaggio Gonzalez running after it. Salvaggio closest one to it, and he'll make the catch, running into foul ground for out number 1. Billy Sullivan also has a sac bunt and a single. Just like Symington, he singled in a run, though. Scored Kyle Edwards from third. Advanced to second base on the error. Came around to score, though, on the 2-run homer from Check. First pitch called a strike, and it's 0-1. A little low and away. Williman, 25-year-old from Napoleon, Ohio. His birthday was during the All-Star break. Same with Salvaggio's. Outside, and it's 2-1. Last season, he only pitched in 3 games. 1 against Mississippi, 1 against Lake Erie, 1 against Windy City. That was after a 5.02 ERA and 52 innings with Bowling Green State, who he is now an assistant coach for. 3-1 here to Sullivan. Walker put a runner on for Check, who already has a 2-run homer today. Ended up breaking the Wild Things single-season RBI record. 3-1. Will miss for ball 4. Second walk issued by Williman. First one was to Edwards to start the third. This one to Sullivan, as he's on first now with 1 out for Check. '96 RBIs on the year for Check. First pitch is called a strike. Sullivan 2 for 4 on stolen bases. Washington already has 2 today, 1 from Symington, 1 from Edwards. Czechs, though, still not leading the league in RBIs. That honor goes to Kyle Krell from Quebec. He's got 97 coming into today's games. And he's kind of fighting with Krell in the MVP race. Stats are relatively similar, but Czech is hitting .331 compared to Krell's .301. Krell does have more hits, though. Grounder back to Williman. He'll throw to second base for one. On to first, and it's a double play. So the 1-6-3 DP gets Williman out with a scoreless bottom of the fifth inning. We'll head to the sixth inning. Washington still up 4-0 on the Otters Digital Network. Sixth inning, as Washington has a 4-0 lead. Scored one in the first, 3 in the third. Stigura has held the Otters scoreless through 5 so far. His season high is 6 innings. Did that in his last outing against Mississippi. But now has thrown 5 innings in all 5 of his starts this season. It'll be Amani Jones leading it off, then Marcos Gonzalez and Logan Brown led off the third. Now they're leading off the 6th inning. It's been now 10 straight retired by Stigura. The last base runner to reach Salvaggio's double back in the 2nd inning. Stigura also looking for his 2nd straight quality start and the 4th quality start for Washington against the Otters. First pitch to Jones is called a strike, and it's 0-1. Monty Jones, a 0 for 2 day so far, 2 flyouts to center, as we'll have a mound visit here after the first pitch. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Florence has tied it up. It's 4-4 now in the 7th inning. Schaumburg's up 1-0 on Windy City. Joliet's beaten Gateway 2-0 in the 3rd. And Quebec, Sussex, they're in a battle of which team can score a run in the most innings. As it's 3-2 Quebec. 3-2 Ottawa against Mississippi as well. Postponement between Tri-City and Brockton. Still not too sure what's going on with Twan down east. I'm going to assume that they're postponed as well. Not too many games going on today. New York and New Jersey just didn't have a game scheduled either, so not too many games going on in the Atlantic Conference. 0-2 fastball is high and away. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for Evansville. 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors for Washington. 1-2 is in the turf. Get past Sullivan all the way to the Otters dugout, and it's 2-2. Monty Jones sitting at 98 professional hits. Nearing the big 100. Still an opportunity to do it today. He's going to get at least 2 more at-bats in this one. 2-2. Grounder foul, this time down the first base line, and it's going to remain at 2-2. Stigura definitely going to lower that home ERA from 6.30. Probably will get past his road ERA at a 4.09. Wasn't too big of a sample size as the foul tip into the glove is strike 3. Jones is strikeout number 6 for Stigura. 11 straight retired now from him. And that will bring up Marcos Gonzalez. Gonzalez has a walk and a fly out to left field over to Brocado. First pitch is high on the fastball for ball 1. Gonzalez, after his 1 for 4 yesterday, now has a hit in 23 of 30 games since the All-Star break. Still has 26 multi-hit games, and half of them are 3-hit games, which is a pretty impressive stat as that one hits the zone, and it's 1-1. Marcos Gonzalez from Bani in the Dominican Republic. Southern coast of the DR, a little bit west of Santo Domingo. 2-1. Played 3 seasons with the Gary South Shore Railcats. 2-1. Also a former Columbus Clipper in AAA. April 27th through May 7th of 2023, he was in AAA. 2 for 7 in 3 games against the Indianapolis Indians and the Iowa Cubs as he swings and misses, and it's a full count 3-2. Teammates with a lot of Guardians now on the roster, or former Guardians. David Fry, Kyle Manzardo, Bo Naylor, Big Christmas. Remember Big Christmas's big homer in the playoffs a couple years back? Brian Rocchio, Daniel Schneemann, George Valera. Payoff is a base hit over the leap of Edwards into left center field. So Marcos Gonzalez picks up hit number 102. It's the first hit for Evansville since the 2nd inning, 4th overall today. And the streak of 10 straight retired from Stigura is over. As there's a man on first with 1 out for Logan Brown. Logan Brown 1 for 2 today. Infield single and a high flyout to peak at second base. First pitch misses in the turf. Good block from Sullivan. And Gonzalez does have a stolen base already today. He's at first base. It was his 7th of the year, the only stolen base this series for Evansville. One 0 from Stigura is called a strike. Logan Brown got his 200th Otters hit in his first at bat. 94 this season, 61 in 2025, and then 45 in 2024. Fouled back. Logan Brown, one of the 2 veterans on the team, him and Quitzer. Tommy Shirley, also a veteran, but he's been on the IL all season. We still haven't seen him pitch. The 37-year-old. 1-2. Curveball freezes Brown, and that is strike 3. 7th K for Stigura, which is a new career high. And that will bring up LG Castillo. Well, this is a lineup where the four of the top 5 guys played an affiliate ball at one point. Foul ball into right field. Symington almost had a play on that one as the bullpen scatters, but he isn't able to get there as it lands in foul ground for strike 1. Castillo 0 for 2, a grounder to third, a fly out to right field. Monty Jones's strikeout to start the 6th inning, the only strikeout for Stigura that hasn't been against a lefty. 0-1. Swing and a miss at the high fastball, and it's 0-2. Well, the Otters last season with 53 wins was 2021. They finished 57-39. Otters' most wins in a season is 57. They've done that 3 times, 2021, 2019, and 2014. Fouled away. This team is definitely capable of beating that win total and capable of doing it within the 96-game total that we had last season. 102, it might be a little too easy. 54 win seasons, though, they have 5 of them, the 3 mentioned previously, as well as 2016, the second championship year, and 2004. 0-2 is called strike 3. 8 strikeouts for Stigura, as all 3 outs via the K here in the top of the 6th inning. 6 scoreless for Stigura, as he has that quality start so far. We will head to the bottom half of the 6th inning, 4-0 Washington on the Otters Digital Network. Sixth inning is brought to you by United Fidelity Bank, the experience you need and the service you deserve since 1914. It's been a bit of a rough one for Evansville today. They've only garnered 4 hits and they have struck out 8 times against Stigura. Stigura's had a fantastic day today in what is most likely going to be his best start of the season. 6 scoreless, 4 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, which is a new career high for him. Anthony Brocato leads off. Landon Williman still out there. He's only at 75 pitches, so has the pitch count to get through maybe an inning, maybe 2, as that one's fouled away. And it's 0-1 to Brocato, who leads off. It's Fowler and Peak behind him. 0-1. Fouled away. This time not going 380 feet foul, just maybe 2 or 3 feet behind home plate. The 0-2. Little outside. It was a lot of seasons for Brocato in the Frontier League. Southern Illinois. Like I always say, if you played with Southern Illinois, You've been here a while. He hit 400 with Southern Illinois' first professional season in only 12 games, but May 12th, 2019 against the Otters, he went 2 for 4, hit a homer, drove in 3 runs, which was a season high. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 3. Williman has his 5th strikeout of the day. Out number 1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. That will bring up Cole Fowler. Fowler now 2 for 7 against Williman this season. 2 strikeouts. Today he's 1 for 2 with a single and a grounder to second base. First pitch misses for ball 1. 1-0. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball, and it's 1-1. Fowler from Mantua, New Jersey. Just across the New Jersey-Pennsylvania border from Philadelphia. 1-1 grounder over to second base. Ranging is Barthol. Throw on the run to first is in time, and that's out number 2. It's been a good last 3 innings for Williman, as he's only walked Sullivan, the only base runner, and Chet grounded into a double play to still remain at a 1-2-3 in the 5th inning. He's retired 8 of his last 9. First pitch, a ball to Connor Peak. Struck out looking, grounder to third in his 2 at-bats. Fastball called a strike, and it's 1-1. Williman looking for his 3rd straight 1-2-3 inning. Fly ball into right field, and a sliding attempt from Quitzer. It's going to get past him as Connor Peak is rounding second. He's heading for third. Throw goes there, and it's barely saved from Gonzalez going past him. A triple for Connor Peak, his 2nd of the year. And he's at third with 2 outs for Caleb Ketchup. That was a good attempt in right field from Quitzer. I think he had a little bit of a late start on that one. It's just one hesitation, and it could have gotten past him, and it did. Ended up bringing Peak to third. Ketchup 0 for 2, a grounder to third, and a strikeout. Check swing over to first is a no-go as it missed a little high. That'll miss. That triple from Connor Peak, the 13th of the season for Washington. Otters don't hit too many triples. Their 6th is tied for last in the Frontier League. Triples are not really a stat you could be necessarily good at. You can have a fast team, but you really just kind of have to get lucky with where the hits go. 3-0 to Ketchup. Williman's pitch is called a strike. Ketchup, 53 walks and 87 strikeouts this season. 3-1. Swing and a miss, and it's 3-2. Now, Ketchup does have multiple strikeouts in his last 3 games. Those already have a strikeout today. Now a chance for Williman to get out of this. Still scoreless. Payoff. High fly ball into shallow center field. Barthol will give way to Linscott, who makes the catch for out number 3. So the triple from Peak doesn't come around to score. Still 4-0 Washington, as we will head to the 7th on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the 7th inning. If Stigura can get one out here, he'll have a new career high in innings pitched. Had 6 in his last start against Mississippi. So far, he has 6 scoreless on 88 pitches. First pitch to Quitzer is outside. A little high. Williman, 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. He's at 92 pitches. But nobody's warming. There's a fly ball into left field. Barely having to move is Brocado, and he'll make the catch for out number 1, which is now the new career high in innings pitched for Stigura. He's been pitching the ball very well today and has been the main reason why Washington has been able to maintain a 4-0 lead. Sam Linscott 1 for 2, has a single in the 2nd inning, a grounder to short in the 4th. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's called a strike. Linscott with the Rocky Mountain vibes last season. Rocky Mountain vibes no longer exist. Pioneer League has a decent amount of turnaround in terms of their teams folding and coming back, as it's 1-1. Of course, the 2 new teams, or 3 new teams actually, Long Beach Coast, the Modesto Roadsters, and the Red Pocket Mobiles. Fly ball into right field. Symington making a move on it, heading into foul ground, and he can't get there. Just barely gets past him on the slide. It looked like he was going to get there in time, but might have just overran it a little bit. Either way, 1-2. Taking a look at the Pioneer League, it is Modesto, Long Beach, who are actually kind of running the league right now. Long Beach made it to the playoffs in the first half, 37-11. Modesto is 28-4 in the second half. Red Pocket Mobiles, though, they're 1-31. They've lost 27 straight games. That's fouled away. Hit the roof of an umbrella. Water splashed everywhere. Still remains at 1-2. Red Pocket has lost 27 straight games in the Pioneer League. They were 12-36 in the first half. I don't know what happened, but they're now 1-31 in the second half. The only traveling team for the Pioneer League, as that's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Strikeout number 9 for Stigura, and that's out number 2. Now, I understand, usually travel teams are not necessarily the greatest in terms of performance. We learned that from the Empire State Grays, but I don't understand how you let a team lose 27 straight games, no matter if you have a home stadium or not. That just seems like you got to contract the franchise at that point, right? 1-0 to Barthol. He is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. This is a little high and away for ball 2. In the overall standings, Red Pocket 13-67. They're now 44 games back of first. So I think their season is over. Just a hunch. The 2-0. Fly ball into center field. It'll drop in for a base hit. Blake Barthol is on the board. 5th hit of the day for Evansville. That'll bring up TJ Salvaggio, and it'll get the bullpen warming for Washington. Salvaggio has a double and a grounder to third. He's 1 for 2 today. They gave Salvaggio some very heinous walk-up music. First pitch grounder, foul over to the Otters dugout. So TJ does extend his hitting streak to 11 games. with that double back in the second inning. LG Castillo has still yet to extend his. Castillo's 10-game hitting streak and 10-game on-base streak, both season highs for him. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Salvaggio with the double has now tied his season-high hitting streak. He had an 11-gamer from May 27th to June 9th, where he got exactly one hit in 8 straight games. Oh, 2 from Stigura, looking to go 7 scoreless. High fly ball, shallow right field. Connor Peak backing up, and he will make the catch for out number 3. 7 shutout innings for Drew Stigura in his 5th professional start. As we will stretch here at EQT Park. Wild Things still on top 4-0 on the Otters digital network. Seventh innings brought to you by Jacobs Pub. Jacobs Pub is proud to support the Evansville Otters in the Jacobsville neighborhood. Be sure to check out First Fridays at 607 North Main Street in Evansville, Indiana. Landon Williman sitting on 92 pitches. He's out there for the 7th inning. Stigura's day is most likely done at 101. 7 scoreless. First time he's thrown over 100 pitches in a start this season. First time he's gone 7 innings. And it will be his 2nd straight quality start and the 4th for Washington against the Otters. Matter of fact, four of the Wild Things' last 5 quality starts have been against the Otters, but that's also because he's played a lot of games at EQT Park in the past 2 weeks. Ryan Ford, Kyle Edwards, Miles Symington, 8-9-1 leading off in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch from Williman is a fastball called strike 1. Williman's done a good job of settling down a little bit the last 3 innings. Hasn't allowed it any further damage to be done after the 3-run 3rd inning. But the Otters have not been able to do anything against Stigura. See how they do against the bullpen, though. Curveball called a strike, higher half of the zone, and it's 1-2. Now, Washington only has one more hit than Evansville, 6-5, but the hits have been with runners in scoring position as well as the home run, as that is strike 3, and Ryan Ford goes down swinging. 6 strikeouts for Williman, and that's out number 1. Williman, 6 strikeouts, his season high. That's the 5th time he's done it this season. May 15th against Florence, May 21st against Gateway, July 22nd against Mississippi, and July 28th against New York. The other 4 starts in which he had 6 Ks. 1-0 start to Edwards. Now the pitch from Williman is called a strike right down the middle, and it's 1-1. His season high in pitch count is 105. He's sitting at 98 right now, as that will miss high for ball 2. Edwards has a walk, came around to score and a strikeout looking in the fourth. Two one. Fly ball into foul ground. Very playable for Robertson as he will make the catch for out number 2. Landon Williman now has tied his season high in innings pitched. He has not gone 7 innings yet this season. Something about how this game has gone has just kind of made it a little surprising that Williman has gone this far. But also is due to the fact that he has pitched very well the last 3 2/3 innings. Otters haven't had too many guys throw 7 innings. It won't be a quality start, but it will still be a good one for Williman. If this score holds, though, he'll unfortunately get the loss, his 6th of the year. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and it's 1-2 to Symington. Six 2/3 season high before was against Washington on the 7th. Sixth time this season, Williman's gone 6+ innings. 1-2. Outside, another fastball. Bullpen warming for Washington. Mac Anglin is the first guy. Swing and a miss for strike 3. A season high 7 strikeouts for Williman as he throws a 1-2-3 7th. He goes 7 innings. And he's pitched a very good last 4 frames. He's held zeros on the board the last 4, but Washington still up 4-0 as we will head to the 8th on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the 8th inning here in Washington. Wild Things have a 4-0 lead. Our first pitching change of the day. Both pitchers go 7 innings. Stigura, 7 scoreless, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts. Williman, 7 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Mac Anglin is the first man out of the pen for Washington. He has a 2.02 ERA in 13 1/3 innings. 2-0 record. He has given up only 3 earned runs. One of them was against Evansville. His first start of the season, his first 2 games were against Evansville. They'll face the top of the order, Robertson, Jones, and Gonzalez. The first pitch is a ball high. The other 2 earned runs he gave up were on July 30th against Brockton. Fouled back, and it's 1-1. He got the win in his first appearance back on the 30th against Evansville. The 30th of June, to be exact. Hasn't pitched since the 14th, though, against Mississippi through a scoreless inning there. Scoreless in his last 5, no earned runs at least. On the 12th, he gave up 3 runs, but none of them were earned. 2-1 will miss. Just a little inside for ball 3. Robertson 0 for 3, strikeout looking, a grounder to second and a fly out to left field. 3-1's fouled back. Otters get somebody warming in the bullpen. Nate Wolgamuth is in the pen. The Florence and Lake Erie are heading to extras, tied at 4. Popped up foul. Running after it is Sullivan. He doesn't have space. Three-two. We're not even 2 hours into this game. We're in the 8th inning. Englund missed the last 2 seasons with injury while he was in the Royals organization. Another one fouled away. That one's getting out of the stadium. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Another payoff pitch coming. Englund, a 7th-round draft pick in 2022 by the Royals. Had an ERA under 2, but in a short sample size as he was plagued with injuries. Ended up getting released in March earlier this year. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball, and Robertson strikes out for the 2nd time. 10th strikeout for Wild Things pitching, and that's out number 1 in the 8th. Monty Jones up for the 4th time. Couple flyouts to center and a strikeout. He is 0 for 3. Englund, 25 years old. He's from Marengo, Ohio, a little bit north of Columbus. Marengo population of 300. Signed with Washington on June 30th for the game against the Otters. That was the 23-10 game. It was a very rough game that day. This is the most runs the Otters have given up in a game in their franchise history, 23 runs. Not sure how long it'll take for them to break their most runs scored against a team. That was 28 against River City back in 2005. Also had 27 hits. They got close to 27 hits against Lake Erie. They had 25 back in mid-June. We'll see Lake Erie again in a week and a half for the last home series of the regular season. Outside, and it's 3-1 on the fastball. Last full season Englund played was in 2023. He was with the Single-A Columbia Fireflies. Spent some time as well with the Arizona Complex League. Called a strike, and it's a full count, 3-2. 3rd team All ACC with Clemson in 2022. Three and two, reaches out and fouls one over to the bullpen. Spent his entire collegiate career with Clemson, 3 seasons before he got drafted. Another payoff is fouled away. Bullpen not going to get to that one as that one lands in the concourse. And we'll do it again at 3-2. With Clemson, held opponents to a 184 average, 147 with runners in scoring position. Definitely earned that 7th-round draft pick. Another foul ball, and another 3-2 coming to Jones. Already 15 pitches in this inning for Anglin. Time's going to be called. I think there's a couple players on the Otters side of things that are a little too close to the foul pole. Who is that? That's Tom, Zach, and Morrissey. Come on, guys. They get moved like 2 steps to the left, and now we're good to go. Another 3-2. As a blooper into right field, that'll drop in for a base hit. Amani Jones has his first hit of the day. That was a great at-bat for Jones. As he wins the battle against Anglin, he's on first with 1 out now for Marcos Gonzalez. Gonzalez 1 for 2. Has reached twice. Only player on the Otters to reach twice today. Walk and a single. 0-1 is a very high fly ball into center field. Caleb Ketchup moving up a few steps, and he'll make the catch for out number 2 as Amani Jones will head back to first base. Two down, and Logan Brown will step up for the 4th time. So both teams now tied with 6 hits, but the Otters have yet to score a run. Washington has 4 of them. Now, the Otters went out hitting their opponent so far this season, 47-8. When they get out hit 3-22. 1-0, and it's a fly ball in a right field. Symington started back, moves forward, and makes the catch for out number 3. A scoreless 8th for Anglin. Gives up the single, but nothing coming from it. We will head to the bottom half of the 8th. 4-0 Washington. Nate Wilgemuth coming into the game on the Otters Digital Network.
Oh, shoot, there's a whole thing back there. If you saw someone's face, that's my dad.
Eighth innings brought to you by McMahon Exterminating. Remember, you can help with all your pest control needs. McMahon can. It is a new pitcher into the game, Nate Wilgemuth. Nate Wilgemuth is into the game. I don't know who that person is. .5 ERA in 9 innings so far. Inning and a third, or just a third of an inning, sorry, in his last outing back on Saturday against Lake Erie. Gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, no strikeouts. Wilgemuth will face off against Sullivan, Check, and Brocado to start the bottom of the 8th inning. Washington 2 outs away from avoiding the sweep. Otters still take the series, though, and a big one at that. Florence did not score in the top of the 10th inning, so Lake Erie a chance to walk it off in the bottom half. First pitch hits Sullivan on the helmet. That was a 93 fastball that hit Sullivan. And now words are being exchanged between Sullivan and Wolgamuth. I'm sure it wasn't intentional. Just one got away from him a little bit. Runner on first with nobody out for Andrew Check. He has a homer and a couple of groundouts. The 3 RBIs today. He's driven in 3 of the 4 runs for Washington. The other run was driven in by Sullivan. After the hit by pitch, he reaches for the 3rd time in 4 ABs. First pitch a little high for ball 1. Two 2-0 to Check. Home run was his 25th of the year. Wolgamuth with the Otters last season before getting his contract purchased. The Otters have 99 contracts purchased. Still have yet to get that 100. Grounder to second base. Tossed to Salvaggio for 1. On to first, and Andrew Check is grounded into his 2nd double play of the day. Both double plays for the Otters' turn today have come off the bat of Check. And after the hit by pitch, 2 outs recorded. Base is empty now for Brocato. First pitch from Wolgamuth is called a strike on the breaking ball. Wolgamuth, 25 years old, from Owasso, Oklahoma. A little bit north of Tulsa. Outside for ball 1. Brocato is 1 for 3. A double sandwiched in between a couple of strikeouts. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. Wolgamuth looking for a relatively quick bottom of the 8th. That is called strike 3. 7 pitches for Wolgamuth, and he gets out of the bottom of the 8th. Washington 3 outs away, though, as we'll have a new pitcher come in for the Wild Things, up 4-0 on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the 9th, Landon Ginn is into the game. He has a 1.66 ERA in 38 innings, but he has not been pitching much as of recent. Since the 8th against Evansville, he has pitched 2 times. Not 2 outings, 2 pitches since the 8th. And that was on the 12th against Mississippi. He did get his 12th save of the year. And it only took him 2 pitches to do so, but has not pitched since. He's here for the 9th against Castillo, Quitzer, and Linscott. Washington looking to salvage a game in this series and advance to 57-30. Would lower their magic number to 5. Windy City is leading Schaumburg. If they win, Otters' magic number stays at 9, and it'll still be at 5 for Washington. They can clinch this weekend at Joliet. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Fourth time Ginn has pitched against the Otters. Has not given up an earned run yet. 24 scoreless outings, was one of the 4 Frontier League All-Star selections for the Wild Things. Oh, 2 is a swing and a miss for Castillo for strike 3. Strikeout number 11 for Washington pitching, and that's out number 1. Monitoring closely Florence and Lake Erie, as they're still in extra innings. Lake Erie trying to avoid getting eliminated with a win. A Florence loss would keep the Otters 2.5 games up in the first wild card spot. First pitch to Quitzer. It's a foul tip into the glove for strike 1. Quitzer 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and a fly out to left field. Again, 24 years old, was in the Cubs organization for a little bit. So that one misses low for ball 1. Between 2023 and 2026, he was with the Cubs org. Made it to the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. But he missed 2024 with injury. And 2025, he had a 6 ERA with Myrtle Beach and 38 innings out of the bullpen. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2 to Quitzer. Oh, 1-2. Fouled away. Ginn spent his last collegiate year with East Carolina. 4.67 ERA and 34 2/3. It was a UDFA. His teammates with a good amount of MLB guys. Trey Savage, Zach Agnes, Connor Norby, Gavin Williams. That was a good East Carolina team. Was at East Carolina 2021, transferred away and then back. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 3. Quitzer strikes out for the 3rd time today. That is strikeout number 12 for the Wild Things, and it is out number 2 as the Otters are down to their last out. All comes down to Linscott. Ginn has gotten a save in back-to-back outings 3 times. If he converts this one, it's another scoreless outing, would be number 25. He's given up 1 earned run since June 17th. He has been basically unhittable out of the bullpen for Washington. 0-1 to Linscott. Ground ball up the middle. Ranging is Edwards. Throw to first is in time. And that is out number 3. Linscott immediately gets thrown out after spiking his helmet. As Alex Lowry tosses Linscott from the game. Doesn't really matter, though, as Washington comes away with the 4-0 win. Obviously, the Otters not too happy with that call, but it will end the game as Washington wins number 57 on the year, 57-30, as they shut out Evansville for the 3rd time. Last time we faced off against Washington in the regular season. We'll see what happens in the postseason. If these two teams face off again, that all depends on what happens the rest of the regular season. But for the season series, it is split for the 2nd straight season, 6-6 between these two clubs. The Otters were shut out It was a great pitching performance, though, from Drew Stigura. 7 scoreless with a walk and 9 strikeouts. Englund and Ginn finishes the job. A scoreless inning for both of them in the 8th and the 9th innings, respectively. Washington scored 1 in the 1st inning on the RBI groundout from Andrew Check. Billy Sullivan drove in a run in the 3rd. Check's 2-run homer made it 4-0. That was all that Washington needed to take Game 3. Andrew Check ends up now the leader in RBIs, franchise record in RBIs for a single season in Wild Things history with that 2-run homer, his 25th of the year. Landon Williman does go 7 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. If you were to look at positives on the side of Evansville, they won the series, and they only used 2 pitchers today, Williman and Wolgemuth. So they're going to have a fresh bullpen tomorrow to start the series, a huge series against the Florence Yalls, as we still await the end of that game. Looking like it's nearing the end. Might go to sudden death, or Lake Erie will walk it off. Either way, the Otters will be back home against Florence this weekend for 3 games, starting tomorrow at 6:35. But for now, everybody here at EQT Park, I'm Evan Patoka. Otters lose Game 3, but still take the series, a crucial one against Washington, as we'll see.